Welcome to my subscriber shoutout, and let me tell you about this YouTuber that I subscribe to. Do you love music from your childhood?
Great, I love music!
Do you like the music that was made in the 60s?
I experienced the 60s.
The 70s?
It was the 70s.
The 80s?
Are you kidding? I love the 80s.
The 90s?
I think I'm gonna like the 90s.
Well, that's what this one YouTuber will do. And this is going to be my video shout out to the Professor of Rock. And this is his channel. He puts out a video every day from Monday through Saturday. And if you look at his description here, notice here. It says, a channel celebrating the power of music, featuring stories of the greatest songs and artists of the rock era as told by the artists themselves. And that is what the Professor of Rock does. He does these background stories of songs that you perhaps enjoyed during your childhood, or that you even enjoy today. He does awesome interviews with legendary artists that we have grown and loved to listen to. So let me share some of the different topics that he shares on his channel. If you're a fan of music from the 50s,
God, I miss the 50s.
he will talk about artists from the 50s like Little Richard, Ritchie Valens, and the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley.
Elvis!
If you're a fan of music from the 60s, he does artists from the 60s like Cream, The Doors, Jimi Hendrix, Supertramp, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Deep Purple, Bob Dylan, The Rolling Stones, The Beatles. If you're a fan of the 70s music, he features artists like Queen, Led Zeppelin, Rush, Gordon Lightfoot, The Police, AC/DC, Aerosmith, Heart, Bob Seger, all the groups from the 70s that you grew up listening to. He will do a feature on these particular artists. If you love the 80s music like I do, he talks about groups that you loved listening to, like Def Leppard, Quiet Riot, Huey Lewis, Bryan Adams, Warrant, Motley Crue, Poison, any artists from the 80s like Madonna, Berlin. He covers those artists as well. If you're a fan of the music from the 90s, he covers those artists as well. He will talk about groups like Nirvana, Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, Metallica, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. I could go on, but there is so many artists that he talks about from all musical genres. Professor Rock really does his homework about the stories of classic songs that we've come to know and love. A lot of these are, so the inspiration of these songs are quite fascinating, and he really does his homework. As a matter of fact, I am very shocked that he only has not even 800,000 subscribers. He's produced almost 900 videos in the time that he's done his YouTube channel. Personally, if you ask me, he needs more subscribers. He should have a minimum of 1 million subscribers. What this guy does for his channel, the research that he puts in, the interviews that he puts in with all these different artists, that guy needs more subscribers, in my opinion. This guy really knows how to do music. And he was influenced by a top 40 DJ that we all come to know and love, Casey Kasem. And so he really does his homework. And let me share with you some other features on his channel. One of the features that he does on his channel, and he does it maybe once a week, is called a redo. He goes through the top 10 hits from a particular time period, whether it's in 1980 or back in the 70s or 1983. He looks at the top 10 hits of a particular week that he puts his video out, and he also compares it to what the top 10 songs are on Spotify. And so he will go through some great songs, and then he'll see, okay, these rankings are nice, but then what are the top 10 songs of that particular generation on Spotify? And so he does, that's why he calls it a redo. Another feature that he does is called Bottled Lightning, and he talks about different songs that perhaps they weren't influenced to make, but they put it on their record and it was a surprise hit, even went to number 1. This was one-hit wonders that should have never been put on the records, should never been put on radio, but some of these songs were accidentally played on the radios and they became a surprise smash hit. Even some of these songs would go to number 1. So that's one of the features that he does as well. Another feature that he talks about is number 1 in our hearts. He talks about songs that never made the top 40 on Billboard, but they're songs that we know and love, and that they should have been number 1. I mean, and I agree with a lot of these songs that, did not make number 1 on the Billboard at the time of their recording. They're number 1 in our hearts. And that's an awesome feature on his channel. Another feature on his channel is called Revelations. He talks about the stories behind these songs and the influences. Have you ever wondered about what was the inspiration behind Rick Springfield's Jesse's Girl? That's on this channel. And so those were some of the features on his channel. And like I said, this guy really does his homework. The Professor of Rock is an amazing YouTube creator because he loves music.
I love music.
We all love music. We all love music from our childhood.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love music.
We all love, and we still listen to it today. And so when you go to his channel and he talks about an inspiration behind a particular song that you know and love, well, you want to watch it. I want to watch it. And like I said earlier, he does face-to-face interviews with the artists that we loved. Huey Lewis, Pink Floyd, Boston, Skid Row, Heart, Steve Winwood, Eagles, Madonna, ZZ Top, Cheap Trick, Peter Frampton, Fleetwood Mac, Journey. All these artists there is a chance that he has interviewed these particular artists. Hall & Oates is another artist that I've seen him interview. I've seen him interview the lead singer of Berlin. I've seen him interview members of the group Toto. I've seen him interview Kenny Loggins. Yes, the Professor of Rock really knows how to give us stories of music that we grew up knowing and loving and still listen to today. And with every single video that he puts out, he gives this awesome outro.
If you like our content, we invite you to subscribe. Until next time, 3 chords and the truth, my friends.
Very nice. 3 chords and the truth. And that's exactly what he talks about. The truth behind all of these epic songs. The formation of the bands that we know and love. So, from myself to you, Professor of Rock, this video is for you.
That's cool. You've taken your first step into a larger world.
You're awesome.
Outstanding.
Most impressive.
Good job, man.
You're awesome.
You're the best.
You, the man.
You're doing a good job, kid. Keep up the good work.
Good job, man.
You're badass.
Most impressive.
Thank you so much for watching this. Shout out to the people that I subscribe to. And to those of you who I gave a shout out, share this on your YouTube account. And you can also share this on your social media accounts, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other social media accounts that you have. I also encourage you to subscribe to my channel, to click on the notifications, and to like this video. You can also follow me on my Instagram account, and you can join my Discord server as well. This is Nova Vaughn, reminding you that it is never too late for a new beginning in your life. So be positive, be cool, and you will be alright.